So from this class, I think I've gained overall a much better perspective onto many of the ethical frameworks, such as like whistleblowing and other stuff like that. A lot of terminologies, adequate, just general knowledge in terms of some of these ethical definitions and frameworks and ideologies and lenses, in addition to dilemmas and a lot of the ethics relationship with a lot of other fields, such as technology, looking at specifically at MIT, other companies, and a lot of other domains for ethics kind of sweeps into, which it should. I think overall, I've really gotten a better grasp of what exactly ethics also means and in through various cases and just what concretely it looks like, and a much better sense of in ethics in general in technology, for example. I've gained a lot over the summer, not just specifically the course, a lot of from my Euro project to a small course on AI ethics, just combining the technical workings and knowledge of how AI and other technology might work, combined with some of this ethical dilemmas and lens, looking through that has been really helpful in getting a much better perspective. What should be and what should not be considered ethical, it's largely still dependent on how a certain product ideology decision impacts one certain stakeholder differently and negatively than another stakeholder. If that does, I think it's pretty unethical. The question and the harder question becomes what's the balance between ethical and unethical, in the sense that how unethical does it have to be to make some changes happen? Because there are some situations where it's clearly unethical because it's hurting one group over another, and there's a lot of like drawbacks and challenges. But where's the line is the more challenging part, but I think it is still unethical. And most of the times, like in many of the algorithm discrimination cases that I have looked at in my final project, I think a lot of them have really clear ethical issues that are present, but it just depends on how much action and what the future steps should be. That's really what makes something ethical in my perspective. Who was ethics for? I think that's for largely again everyone. I argued in my final project that there should be more collaboration between ethicists and computer scientists and other technology people, politicians, lawyers. These other fields should combine because they all have to ultimately work together to make decisions or create tools and stuff like that. And it's important because we need them, because there clearly are issues that can be solved if there are people collaborating and working together to solve them, which is why it is needed um, soon, and it's needed everywhere essentially. One further topic is that I would like to further engage in is the relationship between academic, law enforcement, and the military. There's a lot of new developments and advanced developments that are largely unchecked because they're not really transparent for security reasons and others. And a lot of the research is being done on that in academic institutions and stuff like that. And just making sure that there's some ethical like lens and someone looking at it from a little bit more less security technical aspects, although those are important. That's why that collaboration is important. But engaging further with the ethical issues surrounding a lot of the inconsistencies regarding this relationship, and what it should look like and how it should progress in a very dangerous yet more progressive world is something to look forward upon.